ever thought you've seen it all? Wait until you meet this little superstar on 4 tiny paws and a pair of miniature water skis. Her name is Twiggy, the famous water skiing squirrel from Florida, and believe it or not, she's been making waves for decades. Literally. As the boat engine hums and the crowd gathers, you can feel the anticipation in the air. Then, like clockwork, out comes Twiggy. Tail up, life jacket on, holding on tight. The moment she hits the water, it's pure magic. The crowd gasps, phones rise to record, and suddenly, this pint-sized performer is gliding across the surface like a pro, leaving ripples and smiles in her wake. Twiggy's story started long before her current human companions, Tony Marie Tedesco and her husband Chuck Best Jr. took the helm. Chuck actually grew up surrounded by this unlikely family tradition. His parents were the original masterminds behind the idea of teaching a squirrel to water ski, something that began as a fun backyard experiment and quickly turned into a one-of-a-kind show that toured the country. Today, Chuck and Tony Marie carry on that legacy, building on more than 40 years of joy, laughter, and jaw-dropping squirrel stunts. For Tony Marie, the journey began only a couple of years ago, but you'd never know it by watching her and Twiggy together. It's clear there's trust between them, a kind of bond that goes beyond training. After all, working with a squirrel requires patience, care, and a good sense of humor. Tony Marie laughs as she recalls how many acorns, treats, and gentle pats it took to teach Twiggy to get comfortable on those water skis. And Twiggy loves every bit of the attention. Each performance is a new adventure. A few runs across the pool or lake, followed by a well-earned snack and some enthusiastic applause. Crowds watch in awe, unable to stop smiling. Children cheer, adults shake their heads in disbelief, and for a few moments, everyone forgets the world and just enjoys the sight of a tiny creature doing something wonderfully impossible. But Twiggy's impact goes far beyond entertainment. Chuck and Tony Marie use their shows to share messages about water safety and animal care. Between ski runs, they talk to families about life jackets for people and pets, and remind everyone that respect for nature goes hand in hand with having fun. For them, Twiggy isn't just a performer. She's an ambassador for curiosity, kindness, and joy. Behind the scenes, there's a lot of hard work. Every show requires setup, balancing timing and safety, testing equipment, and of course, making sure Twiggy is in the mood to shine. Some days she's more playful, others she might prefer to climb onto a shoulder and just watch, and that's okay. One of the best parts of this act is that it runs on Twiggy's schedule, not ours.
What really makes these performances special, though, is the connection they create between people of all ages, between humans and animals, and between past and present. For Chuck, every time Twiggy takes to the water, it's a nod to his parents' dream. For Tony Marie, it's a chance to keep that joy alive and share it with a new generation of fans. And the audiences keep coming. Year after year, Twiggy's story reaches new places. Social media clips rack up millions of views. Newspapers share photos of her tiny skis. And families travel miles just to see her live. She's become something much bigger than a fun act. She's a part of people's memories. Maybe that's what makes Twiggy so special. Not just her talent or her adorable life jacket, but the way she draws out laughter, wonder, and connection from anyone who watches her. Adults suddenly become kids again, cheering for a little squirrel who believes no wave is too big. In a world that can move too fast and forget to pause, Twiggy reminds us of something simple. Joy doesn't always come from grand gestures. Sometimes it's a small splash, a determined spirit, and a reminder that even the wildest ideas, like a water skiing squirrel, can bring people together. So next time you're in Florida and hear cheers coming from the water, look closer. You might just spot a tiny squirrel riding the waves like a pro, proving to the world that happiness, heart, and a little courage can go a very long way.